talking
A
about
little bit
real.
of
Oh,
it.
see, it actually says there actual recording is higher quality.
I see you.
And my coffee on that side is a pain in the ass. All right.
Ready
Giddy
to
up.
rock?
Let's rock.
All right. Welcome back.
Thanks.
How was your vacay? I actually haven't really talked to you
Oh, yeah, we
much
haven't
about.
talked about you yet much. It was long. 24 days is way too long. I could have come home after 2 weeks. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I've only ever done one trip that long. It was 30 days.
Okay, but it was just you.
No, I was with two other buddies,
Okay, so that's a
which is
small group.
tiny compared to.
Well, yeah, 20.
You had a classroom.
We had a classroom. And it wasn't about that. It was like you take your kids on a trip like that and you spend the entire time trying to make sure everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Right. So, like you spend the time making sure that the people you're with are happy, that your kids aren't bored, that your wife's happy, that all of this stuff. After 2 weeks of doing that, it gets a little daunting.
Yeah, plus you're trying to coordinate like what restaurant can take 25 people, who can do this, who can do that, can we go here? Yeah.
Yeah, and there was times where we just said screw it, we're just gonna go
Mhm.
and do our own thing, which was great because we did a couple excursions that way. It was a lot easier, not easier, and I shouldn't say it's hard because I make it sound like it was terrible. Before and after, when it was just Jackie and us,
Mhm.
when it was just our two families, because the group was so much smaller, they were, we went and did, for example, the London Eye, which is the biggest ripoff ever going. If you're going to London as an English
It's just a
guy,
big Ferris wheel,
it's a
right?
giant ass Ferris wheel that costs you $500 to go around for 30 minutes.
Whoa, I didn't know it was that
It
much.
was ridiculous.
We never
Everything in
even
England
considered it when I was there. We were like broke 18-year-olds.
Everything in England is expensive. It was $1.93 to the pound when we were there. So if you bought a Coke for $2.50, it was costing you $5. Okay. There was nothing cheap in London. Nothing. It was absurd. But so we did all that stuff. But when it was just us, Jackie and Eric's family didn't want to go up on the thing. I only wanted to go because actually somebody told me it's worth the trip. They lied to me. Point blank lied to me. So it was good. I mean, I could talk about it for days. Like the food was fantastic. The hot. Oh my God, was
That's
it
what Sue
hot?
said. She said it was.
41 degrees in Venice.
Yeah.
That's
And
just,
everybody was saying it was uncharacteristically hot.
yeah, like it was like restaurants and places were closing in the middle of the afternoon because
But it's so cool that happens.
Oh, it was
Here, they're like, come on in, we can sit
Yeah.
inside. And sit there, they're just like,
Now that was a weird thing. When you walk the streets of Venice, or not so much Venice, more in Greece, people they had somebody on the street trying to pull you in all the time to the restaurant. It was kind of cool because you get
also
to know
everybody
those people.
like the patios and sitting on the street is just like regular.
Oh, there's so where we stayed in Venice, we were like a 10-minute walk, 15-minute walk from the Acropolis. So we were like right in tourist district. And there was 8 streets feeding to this central courtyard. That central courtyard was nothing but restaurant tables.
That's like the center of the city.
It was so cool because you would go down and you would talk to people, you would see them, you would go to the restaurant, they'd talk to you. The one guy that was there, old guy, white hair, super, super nice, high fives you every time you walk by. He got to know us because we were there for 6 days. And we ate in the restaurant 3 times because of him, not because of the food. I mean, the food was
so
great.
those like quintessential European courtyards that you think of, I've seen a few.
Yep.
My favorite one
Okay.
is in Poland.
Oh, really?
In Krakow.
Really?
It's the nicest, like picturesque European town square I have ever seen. And like we've seen the ones in London, we've been to like Paris, Barcelona, a few cities in Italy, a little bit of Switzerland. Like we did a big trip.
Okay.
And even going back, it's the nicest one. They have a museum underneath the main square that goes down.
Okay.
And it lets you see like roads from during the Roman Empire. Like they're literally excavated right next to you.
Oh, wow.
Dude, it is the coolest town square that I have seen in Europe.
So in Athens, in the market square, which was really, really cool, which was where the train station is, I didn't realize how good Greece's subway system is and train system is.
Everything in Europe in that sense is way better.
I think so too. After being like, we rode the tube, like doing all those things, their subway system is so efficient.
All of their trains, and I think of London for this.
Yeah.
They operate like exclusively. They're like, "Yeah, we'll hop on this train. We'll get here to get off to do." Like,
Oh yeah, like so the
and it's
because
cool.
we were completely oblivious to what we were walking into. Like Jackie and I said we're going to freestyle when we got to London. We had no idea how we were getting from the airport
Mhm,
to our
mhm.
Airbnb.
That's
So
bold.
it was with 5 people
Yes.
with 3 weeks worth of luggage. It was dumb, not bold. But looking back on it, it was an adventure. So we get on the train at Gatwick, take it into I can't remember what station we ended up in London, and then we had to find our way to the tube. From the tube, then we had to walk to do this. Well, in London on the tube now, it's all tap on, tap off,
What's that?
credit card, debit
It's
card.
like a, it's not, it looks like a Presto Pass, but it's called something else,
Yeah,
Octopus or something.
it is something, but it's more expensive to buy those now. They want
Oh,
you using your debit and your credit cards. Okay.
oh, it's not with the
No,
pass.
you can get the pass. Like we got one for Aiden because he doesn't have a credit card.
Got you, got you,
But
got you.
for all of us, we had credit cards and debit
Tap, tap,
cards.
tap, or people
So
tap with the phone or whatever, right?
the problem is I pay for everything. Okay. So I can't tap myself in and then tap Sue in, then tap Jordan in, then tap Claudia in. So we're standing there with all this luggage. There's a line of up
Uh-huh.
of Brits getting
And people who are
angry.
efficient,
Oh yeah,
and they
getting
know what they're getting.
angry
Mhm.
at us behind us. And it took one bloke coming up to us and saying, "You can't use the same card." And then all of a sudden I'm like, what do I do? Like
You know what
I've
you do?
just
You close the door and you say, "Hey guys."
so you can't. And that's the thing is you get into these tunnels in the tube.
Yeah, I'm saying you just leave your family behind, and
Oh
you
yeah,
you
like
get to
I
where you
could
gotta
have,
go.
yeah, I could have done that. Let me tell you, because there was some swearing, some
I
anger.
bet.
Oh yeah, it was kind of comical looking back on it. So we get to where we're going, which was not King's Cross. We were going to Paddington Station. So you got to tap off now. So I figured out this, like how to get us all on because we all used different credit cards. So the guy says to us, I said, I have no idea who used what credit card. I have no idea what we're doing here. He goes, I'm supposed to charge you for the max fare right now, but I'm going to let you walk out and not charge you for this fare. I'm like, that's great. Thank you. Because we got no idea what's going on. Said, I'm tapping on my phone. It would only do it once. He goes, everybody has to have their own card. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. He said, if you got it on your phone, I said, yeah. And he said, if you got the physical card, he goes, yeah, that's
That's
2.
2.
And then so Sue had her credit card, Claudia had her credit card, and we just bought a
Pass.
Presto Pass for
Yeah,
Aiden.
yeah.
It was so efficient, except for when your CIBC Costco MasterCard decides that it's going to lock. Oh, it happened to me. I can't tell you how many times.
Really?
Before we left on vacation, I specifically was on the phone with Costco or with Visa
Yeah.
and said, is this going to be a problem in Europe? Nope, nope, nope. So we got to the point where the tap wouldn't work. Don't know why. You could stick the pin in.
Uh-huh.
Well, you can't stick the pin in on the machines. So it became a nightmare. So it just the things that you learn
Yeah,
doing
the
it.
little inconveniences that, like, end
Yeah.
up being the huge thorn in your side.
Yeah, but it was great from that, like from the experience of trying to learn to get around and do things. Like we did the tube, we did British taxis, the black taxis.
Oh, I never did those.
Oh, they're so cool because you're facing each other in the back.
Yeah,
And it was cool. They're all hybrid cars now, and
but
it's
they
funny
still
because
look the way.
exactly the same, just
for them.
bigger. Yeah, it's really cool. The guys that maneuver that city
Yeah.
in cabs are like.
But it's funny you say that. Even
brilliant.
like all European roads
Mm-hmm.
are so much more narrow,
Yeah,
and everybody drives. I have a
like
vivid memory,
arseholes.
but they all drive like they're in an F1 circuit. I remember getting picked up from a cousin when we landed in Warsaw. I was in like grade 10 or 11. I was going to my brother and his wife. And cousin picks us up, gets us in this little like Renault car, and he's cooking it. Zoom, 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 like
Oh, yeah.
weaving, and they're all stick. And I was like, what
Yeah.
is going on?
I didn't see one accident
You're
in the
right.
entire time. No
It's
accidents.
so much smaller to the cars. I feel like you learn your
Surroundings.
surroundings, right? You're not like driving a boat.
Yeah. Now, I mean, again, you're in Greece, for example. People in cars share the road.
Right.
Like you're walking down a road, and it was like playing pond hockey.
Car. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
and we
Get out
did
of
it
the
all
way.
the time.
And everybody understands, like, I'm driving a car, I'm in the way.
Yeah. So
As opposed to here,
where the car takes precedent, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was
Like the
weird.
pedestrians are in my way.
Yeah, so we did every form of transportation you could possibly imagine in
Good.
this thing. So we flew there. We took
A
a
boat?
boat, water taxi.
Never heard of that.
So in Venice there are no cars. It's all boats.
Okay.
So they have highways on water, basically. So when we're going to the airport, we're leaving our hotel in Venice, and you get out into the lagoon, because Venice is basically built on a lagoon, and they actually have markers, posts in the road,
Indicating.
in where the road is, and you drive right up in this boat to Marco Polo Airport. You get off and you're in the airport. It was the coolest thing ever. So we did boats, we did the 2-decker buses, we did the tube, we did a high-speed rail in Italy when we got off in Trieste to go to Venice. We rode bikes through Hyde Park, which was cool. We did a gondola going up the side of the mountain thing. We took bus rides.
Like a hanging gondola looking thing?
Yeah, like you would going up a ski hill type thing. We did a gondola boat through Venice. If there was a mode of transportation, we did it. We probably walked in those 3 weeks 200 kilometers. You walk.
I believe it. You do walk. You walk everywhere.
It was remarkable how much we walked.
Well, the other thing that I was thinking about when we were talking about patios, like, first of all, yes, you walk everywhere.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I remember sticking out to me in England and like the little time that we were in Ireland, no, Scotland, sorry, was how like people in their pubs.
Yep.
Like I remember walking down the street in London. It's like midday, and there's guys in suits. They're just like outside the pub having a drink midday.
Just standing on the street.
Yes, just standing on the street.
Camden Market we went to, and there's a bunch of pubs in Camden Market, and you walk past and there's 40 guys standing outside, cigarettes in their hand, beer in their hand, like you said, dressed up in suits, and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That's what's there. No,
but like there's never any cups. Like there's no.
They're standing on the thing with glasses. Like, it's not even plastic. They're like,
know.
this is our, and
It's
you're like,
glass.
yeah. And I was like, this is weird.
But
they're much more relaxed with that stuff there than they are here.
Well, here's the other one. We did one in, it was something similar. I want to say we were in Warsaw, in Poland, and we were with like family, and they took us to this like hipster area, and it was like a courtyard, and it had a bunch of little like pubs.
Yeah.
And you would take your beer and you would go sit in the middle of the courtyard. The seats were like lawn chairs / pallets / this / that, and you moved stuff to where you wanted it to. There was no broken glass anywhere, and you were taking cups from here, and they were reusing them there, and I just remember being like, "They're making it work. How?"
Oh, we are so backwards here when it comes to this stuff. It makes me crazy because
everybody there's very respectful. They're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna bring my glassware inside." Like,
dude, we in our courtyard in Venice at 4 PM, they would go down, walk down the street, and you'd be like, where are these guys? All the staff starts walking down the street. Where are you going? They would be bringing tables and chairs out and dropping them on the road so that they can accommodate more people for dinner. And as soon as the dinner rush is over, those tables went back into storage, and they stayed away for the night until the next day when they came back out. And it was just, I'll tell you what, I'm not, and Sue will tell you, I'm not that guy. Like, I don't get fanciful about stuff like that. If somebody said to me, do you want to go back to Greece tomorrow? I'm on the plane. I fell in love with Athens.
Never been to Greece.
The rest of the islands and all that crap. Like, Santorini's gorgeous, don't get me wrong. All the Greek islands are gorgeous. I got no interest in going back to anywhere but other Athens. I would love to go to the other side to see what it's like, because apparently it's just as beautiful. But yeah, Athens has my heart. Now, Montenegro is the other country I would go back to.
That's the one you guys said you weren't expecting to go to. Even.
No, and I was just gobsmacked with it. And you got daughters, so have you ever watched your daughters ever watched the Disney princess movies?
They're starting to get into them.
Okay, I can lend them to you. I got every single one of them on DVD. Montenegro reminds me of a Disney princess movie.
Really? Like
so spectacular, beautiful. Where we were, the boat comes into a giant inlet. And you got to tender off, so you got to take a long boat ride to get off because of how far out the boat was. But it's a valley in the mountains. So the whole city is that we stayed in, and I can't remember what the name of the city was in Montenegro, is around this
Mhm.
giant inlet, and it's all on the side of the mountains. It was just gorgeous.
I have a vision of what it looked like. We stayed at a city like that when we were in Switzerland. It was called Interlaken, between
Okay.
2 lakes.
Yep.
It's the extreme sports capital of the world.
Is it really?
It was cool, but something like that. I picture mountains,
Yeah.
I picture a castle.
There's all sorts of castles. I can't tell you how many castles we saw. But then I also learned a lot when we were in the
But
UK.
did your realtor brain kick in and be like, "Can I buy one of these?"
No, because everything there is so expensive. Everything there is so expensive. Flats in Greece were £1,600,000 or euros.
Mm.
So 3,000,000 euros. It was absurd how expensive
But
stuff
you said
was.
£1,006,000?
Euros.
Euros. So
So 1.6 times 1.6.
so $3,000,000, you're
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Ah.
It was expensive. Like all that stuff was expensive. But if I could make it work, oh my God, would I ever do it? Do it tomorrow. Do it tomorrow.
Well, you worked while you were over there too.
I didn't work at all. I literally left my team to run the place. I had a couple of
Ah.
phone calls I had to make when the iPro disaster
Yeah, I remember
happened.
you coming back to that.
Yeah, I came back to that, but I truly, and I think that's why I came back so relaxed,
Uh-huh.
is 3 weeks of after 18 years stepping away and trusting my team. I was finally able to do it, and
Okay.
it was worth every penny.
So you probably learned a few things in that.
Mm, yeah, don't do it again.
Come on, really?
Yeah. Um, as
You
much as my
I
team
I
did,
mean in the sense, yeah, like in that
my
sense.
team did great, but I learned their limitations, and not that their limitations are bad in the role. So if you ask Connie right now, would you become a broker record? No,
Gotcha.
because it's not about the actual technical stuff. Because most of that I can deal with anywhere where I am, and we're making some changes, updating even that stuff now. It's the people. So
It's those 11 p.m. phone calls.
it's those phone calls.
Gotcha.
It's the personal issues that, what, it's that are beyond my job scope, that they know, trust, love talking to me, whatever it
Mhm.
is, that's there. That's the part that people don't see and appreciate. And I'll be honest with you. I know there were people that wanted to talk to me, and my phone rang, and I just didn't answer it.
Well, that's
Well,
good for you for
I told them before I
being able
left,
to
though.
do that,
I
though.
told them before I left, I'm not taking your calls. And I think some of them were testing whether or not I would actually take the call, and I just didn't.
To be fair, I would be surprised too, not like knowing you,
Yeah.
if you're like, "I'm not taking it."
Yep. Now, keep in mind, there's an element of it's 8 hours ahead. So when you're calling me at 9 in the morning, at 5 in the afternoon, I've been drinking.
Fair.
And it's not fair to me to answer the phone to try
That's
and
fair.
give you an answer, right? Like, so that
Yeah.
does make a big difference in it.
It
And
almost forced you.
it was a lot easier to say no, right? You're 6 beers deep, and you're like, okay,
I
can't
can't give
take
you
this call.
yeah, like,
I
I
can't
can't
give you
give you
advice.
sound advice.
Right. So, and even if it was just you wanted to talk to me, I'm not taking that call. Now, I will say this. I had my phone the whole time. I bought a Euro plan on my
Sure.
through Bell. When we were going up the coast, I never lost my cell signal. I know people were buying SIM cards and all of this stuff, but our boat never got far enough away from shore that I lost cell signal. And their cell
Oh,
stuff
while on the
on the
boat.
boat, I had my phone. And I still was able to just say, no. There was times where I didn't even take my phone.
Yeah.
Because
Good.
I've got it on my watch, right? Like, so if
Oh.
it was an emergency and I had to take it, I would take it. But somebody would message me and say it's an emergency. But I talked to Peggy a couple times just to check in and just say, hey,
Mhm.
miss you, yada, yada, yada. And say, is there anything I need to know? And I always ask the question, I need to know. I don't ask the question,
Right.
I want to know. I'll find out the want to knows when I get back. I always ask what I need. And she said, no, everything was running smooth. And, credit to the managers, because they really stepped up. Especially Connie and Sean, because they had multiple hats on while we were
Yeah.
gone, but they both managed it to, really, really well. Now, two things I'm going to tell you about going to Greece, and then we can move on.
Man, I'm starting to think that you're gonna be a Greek
Oh,
citizen
listen,
soon.
no, yeah, I used to have a European passport. I don't anymore. There's two things in Europe that I to this day, I still don't understand. This is going to get a little bit dirty for a second, so I'll
Mhm.
keep it as clean as I possibly can. Ducks.
Ducks.
There are stores in Greece, all over Europe actually, that sell rubber ducks,
Okay.
and only rubber ducks. I couldn't tell you why. I haven't got the foggiest idea. I haven't had the chance to research it.
Ducks.
Rubber
Like a
ducks. Exactly what you imagine. You know, when you see a Jeep drive by,
yes.
thousands of them in stores, and stores dedicated solely to these freaking ducks. So we still don't have an answer on that. So that was curiosity number one.
Okay.
Curiosity number two, and this is the weird one: penises
Okay.
with bottle openers on the end of them. Hundreds of thousands of them over Greece. Every store, every
Every little kiosk. Yeah.
every nook and cranny,
Newsstand,
newsstand
cafe.
had a rack of penises with bottle openers on the end of it. And I'm talking, 4 inches
Uh-huh.
to 3 feet. Like, it was the most. So we go into this thing, and our friend Melissa and Rick at their trailer in Shirkston, they have one of these. It was a gift. Somebody got it for them as a gag gift. So we're like, well, this giant black, penis with a bottle opener on it. We always use it at the trailer. So we're walking through this store, the streets of Athens one night, and we go into this secondhand, kind of like an antique store.
Okay. Little
Yeah.
knickknacks and
And
stuff.
on the table is a Pride version
Just
of
rainbowed.
this rainbow.
Okay.
Penis. My son sees it and he's like, I have got to buy that for Melissa. Like, I have got to buy it. So we haven't seen them anywhere else yet.
Uh-huh.
Aiden buys it. I think he
Oh,
paid
this
it.
is the first time
This
you
is
guys
the
have seen
first
the
time
store.
we've seen one of these anywhere.
Okay.
So we're like, what are the chances that,
Mhm.
Missy's
Wow.
got one and now we're going to
Huh?
get her this one.
1 in a million.
Right. And then we would start walking to the stores and we're like, they're everywhere. What is going? And so, two curiosities that I still have to research.
So
I
here's
wanted
the
to know.
question. Did you start a collection?
No.
Oh.
No. We did start a couple of collections while we were there. I collect Zippo lighters.
Oh, man.
Oh, I got a Zippo from Greece and one from England.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So, believe it or not,
I can show you a few cool Zippo tricks.
oh, I got a few too, and not good ones. Some of them are dangerous. So you couldn't get a real Zippo in England to save my life. I had to
Okay.
get a knockoff one.
Uh-huh,
But my Athens one, my one that I bought in Venice, is a real Zippo. It cost me more there than it does here because all the Zippos now are made in Pennsylvania. They used to be made in Niagara Falls.
Yeah,
now
wasn't
they're
there a
made in Pennsylvania.
Zippo zipper
There's a
factory in
Zippo.
St.
No, it was in Niagara Falls.
There's one in St.
Oh,
Catharines
it may
too.
have been, but at the lighter one was in the falls, and there was a big Zippo sign, neon
That'd be
Zippo
cool
sign
to
that you
get
can
it.
see it. Yeah, so that would be really cool. But so I got his collection, so I bought a couple of those. But Jordan decided she wanted to start a collection over there. I could have killed her.
What did she get?
Coasters,
Oh.
which is really cool until you go to countries where they don't sell coasters. So we got to Montenegro, like Slovenia. Boring country, by the way. Beautiful, but boring. There wasn't much going on. You couldn't buy a coaster. We went into about 30 stores.
They just don't put their drinks down.
They just don't. Well, they just don't sell them. Like, so Jordan was buying these tile ones that were just gorgeous. Like, she's got some beautiful ones.
Fragile and breakable though.
Yeah. But we couldn't find them. We found them in the first 4 countries we were that, and then we couldn't find them after that. So then she's like, "Why did I start collecting these things? I should have started collecting shot glasses because you can get a shot glass
Everywhere. That's what we came back with. We came
Was
back
it?
with those were easy to
Easy
grab.
and to wrap up and stuff like
Exactly.
that. And then Aiden wanted this beer stein, so he walked home with it.
Those are pretty cool over there too, though.
Yeah, they're
Some of the ones that have
glasses.
like the little lid.
Oh yeah, those are the German.
Yeah, I like the look of
no,
those.
this was just a regular glass one, but he fell in love with it. I'll tell you what, the funniest story about it, and then we'll move on. So Sue and I are up in our room, and you can walk down the street to like 50 meters to the bar in Athens. Aiden's 16, okay? I'm not even thinking about it. Don't even
Mhm.
Jackie messages me, says, "Come on down for a chocolate martini or an espresso martini." I'm like, I'm in bed. Like, I'm not doing it.
Mhm.
She goes, "Well, Aiden's down here with me." I'm like, okay. But the next thing I know is Aiden's there having beers. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Well-
Because it's 18.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
But
it's 18.
isn't it lower if you're with an adult or something?
They never. You know what? Aiden walked into every bar in Athens and literally got a beer. Nobody said a word to him. What did he care?
I was the same thing though, because when I was in England the first time, I would have been 16.
Oh yeah.
And
See, England, they were hard.
but maybe because we were at people's houses. Mm, maybe that
I'll
was the
tell you,
difference.
the first thing they did was ask who the adults were and had to be over 18 when we sat at the first British pub. So
Interesting.
yeah, Britain was a lot more strict than I think people think it is. But we still walk down the street with beers in our hands. Although it's not legal there, where like it's legal everywhere else. You're not supposed to do it in Britain. Nobody said a word.
Yeah, it was like again, mine was a
Yeah,
decade and a half ago, but
we oh yeah, there's perspective for you. We put uh we went and got our Airbnb keys because you had to go around the corner and pick them up. And I said to Jackie, I said, let's get some beers.
yeah.
And I said, was walk out of the store, crack the beer, start walking. And a couple people gave us looks, and I'm like, I don't really care. I've just spent the last 3 weeks drinking wherever the hell I want to drink.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep doing it for the last 3 weeks.
So here's my question now.
Yeah.
That was your BHAG for the longest time.
Yep. What's my next BHAG? Retirement.
Ah.
Not really. Honestly, I haven't really thought about it.
Yeah, you just got back.
Yeah,
Really.
well, and honestly, having 3 weeks downtime allowed me to kind of reassess what I want to do with the company.
You almost
And think so.
decompress.
Yeah.
You decompress. I think you're able to take stock of everything, get a lay of the land.
Stock of things, but also for me, it was a matter of reprioritizing
Uh-huh.
and what was important. And I realized that the people that surround me are the most important thing to me. Good, bad, ugly, like
Thank you. I appreciate that.
but for me, like, like it's not it's the people part of what we do is the most important part. The people that we surround ourselves with um are are to me, in my mind, the most important thing that we have. They're the most important part of our life. My mother-in-law is living with us, and Jordan's boyfriend's staying with us. And for all the good and the bad that comes with that, I walk into my house now and I'm so appreciative of the people. My daughter's boyfriend can be a complete asshat.
Mhm.
Like, he's not a bad person.
Mhm.
He just,
He's a teenager.
he's a 19-year-old boy.
Mhm.
You and I can both look back and go, I was stupid back then.
Mm.
And that perspective now. But I don't think my parents ever had that appreciation like I do now. So we did our football pool last night, our fantasy football pool. And one of Jordan's Jordan's male best friend came over, and he's part of the pool. So we're sitting there, and the pool's over. We're just sitting around, and he's telling me about his surgery tomorrow. And I'm genuinely sitting there thinking, this kid's having, he's got a torn rotator cuff, so
Mhm.
he's having a pretty significant surgery to repair it. They're putting screws and stuff into him. And I'm sitting there thinking, what can I do for this kid to make his life easier tomorrow? Right?
That's a good thought to have,
It's
though.
a good thought to have, but you're like, like I was just appreciative that he was sitting there telling us he's genuinely scared about what's going to be like tomorrow and those kind of things. So, like the people part of it, and there's always drama in people's lives.
Mhm.
I don't think anybody can escape that. It's how you deal with that drama and how you deal with those conversations, those tough conversations that you have to have sometimes
Mhm.
to make things right, or to help somebody, or whatever the case may be. So that is the new appreciation I have for a lot of things that we kind of
It's
learned.
huge though. Like you came back with a whole new set of eyes almost.
Yeah, yeah, and even with my company. So
Yeah, but I mean top down, like
yeah,
the company's you, right? So if you come back with that type of outlook,
yeah. Now
that's huge.
coming back after 3.5 weeks, we asked me this morning, like, was I ready, or was this week better?
Because
The
last week was rough for you.
last week sucked
I know
so
last week was rough. I
bad.
saw you,
Yeah.
and I think it was the first day we were able to go back to the office. You, me, and Sue were there, and you
I know
walked
exactly what
in,
you're gonna say.
and you walked in, and you're like, "I don't want to work today."
Yep, and I bet you she had said the same thing before I walked in the room.
Pretty much, just about identical.
Yeah.
Because I think she had had a day prior to me coming to the office where she kind of had a little catch up day for herself.
Yeah.
That was a catch up day for us to get a few things sorted. But it was along the same lines.
Yeah. You know what it is when you get that breath of what it's like on the other side, and I mean literally on the other side.
Yeah.
At 52, I start to think, okay, can I retire by 60? Because that's now.
But that's crazy because I literally think the last time we recorded,
Yeah,
your words were
I'm never going to retire.
literally.
Yeah. Yeah, it is because I've never known anything different.
Yes. Well, not
Right.
in recent memory.
No, like
And I guess probably for most of your adult life.
yeah, like I've worked
Yeah.
my ass off since I was 19 years old.
Why it's not there.
Right. So, so the trip was great. My BHAG was great. But honestly, I think the most important thing that came for me was the people aspect of it, but the clarity to now reorganize
Do you think that
top down.
came from you taking the vacay?
100%.
Yeah.
I came back and I started listening to my podcasts again because I didn't do any of that stuff. Like I didn't listen to any of my, Ninja Sales or Tom or anybody like that. So I listened yesterday. I had a meeting in Simcoe. So I listened to a Ninja Sales, and I'm like, it's like any other coaching.
Sure.
But it was eye-opening to me listening to them about prioritization and certain things. And I was like,
It's like they were timed correctly for
it
your.
was like that. I was
Yeah.
supposed to listen to that podcast yesterday.
Yeah.
And I got to Simcoe and I was like, huh. And it just made me go a couple of times. And I'm like, okay, now I know. And I have a much clearer direction in my head now of where I want to go and what I want to do. And it'll be interesting to see how I financially pull it off. Because some of it's money, right? Some of it is restricted by how much money.
But I think this is actually a really cool thing to unwrap
Oh, yeah.
because how does somebody in your spot, how do you wind it down? How do you, and I don't think you can.
I don't think it's winding down. And I say retirement for me. Retirement is reorganization.
Yeah, I have a few thoughts.
Okay,
They don't have to come out right now. We can do an entire
Sure.
day chatting about it
Yeah.
one day.
For me, it's just a matter of the grind has to stop.
Mm-hmm.
I have to stop working 50-hour weeks. I have to stop doing certain things. I need my daughter to get licensed sooner rather than later, and that was a realization that I had. She's going to school, but realistically, I need her to start doing sales for us, and I need her to start taking over some of the tasks like our social media. She's started to explore and started to do a few things for it, but I also need to reorganize my staff because I have a great staff that I'm not necessarily using them to their best skill set.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do some of these thoughts come to you when you're just like not actively thinking about it? Like if you're doing a monotonous task, do you sometimes get random thoughts
no,
like that? Oh,
no. You know when my thoughts come to me? Dead silence when I'm driving. My clearest,
I get that.
thought is I got 2 hours to drive to Simcoe or 90 minutes or whatever it is. I don't turn on the radio unless I'm listening to a podcast. I drove home in complete silence yesterday.
So I definitely do that as well. I don't drive in complete silence though. So since I was a kid, I have a habit of talking out loud to myself.
Oh, I do that.
You do it too?
To this day.
I think a lot of people do.
Yeah,
I remember when I was younger.
I think people don't admit to it because they think you're crazy.
Yeah, and I used to always do it. I remember, oh man, I must have been young, like 6 years old. My mom being like, "Who are you talking to in there?" And I was like, "I was just talking to myself." Anyways, those are when I get some good thoughts.
Yep.
And I'm like, how do I, blah.
Yeah, you know what my biggest challenge with that is I can't write it down.
Yeah,
And I have these great thoughts. Like I had a couple on the way down yesterday, and by the time I got to Simcoe, I was
you
like,
forgot about them.
yeah, because I'd moved on to something
Your
else.
mind shifted to, okay, I've gotten here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right, so,
I do get that. It's almost like you have to just hit record.
yeah.
And
Sometimes it's sending yourself a voice message.
I've done that.
I've done it a couple times, but typically I send a text message to myself or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be.
That's a good idea, actually.
I just hit because I'm tap since Steve
Yeah.
Oliver. It's easy. But yeah, like it's if I sat down with Sue right now and had this conversation, she'd say I'm batshit crazy. But realistically,
Maybe, who knows?
I think I am batshit crazy.
I mean,
sometimes.
here's the thing. Probably setting up this trip, you guys thought this was gonna be batshit crazy.
Oh, so when we
Like, how many
first
times have you done batshit crazy stuff,
oh, all the time,
right?
right? Like, and whether it's
Let's buy a
successful.
brokerage.
Well, so the brokerage we bought last year, people said to me, "What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's 90 minutes away."
You're batshit crazy.
It has turned out to be so freaking good.
Yeah.
The people down there are so amazing. They just fit in with us so well, um, that I would do it again tomorrow
Yeah.
if I could find the
I
right fit.
I'm all about batshit crazy.
Yeah, I think batshit crazy is fun,
It is kinda fun.
right? The adrenaline that comes from it, for me, I'm a timeline guy. So I'm a guy that works towards things. I'm also a procrastinator,
Uh,
which is not really a great combination
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because, for example, the golf tournament,
Uh-huh.
I know now when the golf tournament is next year.
You said fall.
It'll be September. It'll be second week of September. The problem with that is that I won't start working on it until
3rd week
May
of
or
August.
yeah, like whereas I should be, starting to do that stuff now
Yeah.
so that when we reach out to stuff. So I like that, you know, the chaos of getting things done, which is not a great combination sometimes. So organizationally for me, I have to do some real resets.
But I think the crux of it all is you came back with a good outlook. You came
Yeah.
back refreshed. Sounds like you had a few wins.
Yeah, I made some wins. Like we sold a couple houses while we were away in a market that I was like, and I had prepped one of my clients and said, "Hey, just so you know, this could take a while."
Mhm.
It took 2 weeks
That's
because we
crazy.
priced it
That's
perfectly.
crazy.
Yeah, right. Like in a market where sometimes the average days on market is 5 months right
Mhm.
now. Like to sell something in 2 weeks again comes down to the right price, right time, right
Yeah.
right set of
Yeah,
circumstances.
there's a lot of rights that go into it.
Yeah. And again, Connie took care of my stuff and was fantastic with managing it. So, that makes it easier. But I think that the adrenaline is where and I think I keep seeing these memes. I think it's dopamine addiction
Mm,
um for the adrenaline. I think that's what it is, where you always are looking for that next,
exciting thing.
exciting thing. For me, like I said, if somebody said to me, let's go to an all inclusive next week, I'm left on. I can work from there. I can work from anywhere now.
That's a pretty big win
Yeah.
to be able
So
to say you can do that.
yeah, yeah, and part of that is what I was saying about Jordan getting into the business,
Mhm.
because once she can sell, that's the biggest thing that
Off your plate.
off my plate,
Yeah.
right? So once her and I can team up and she can manage that aspect of it when I get on a plane, I can do like I'm updating my accounting software next week that I can do it from anywhere in the world. I will be probably by the end of the year completely paperless for the company.
This is another cool thing, though. I always hear people talk about, uh, done is better than perfect.
Uh, do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
tell
s
me
I
why.
but
Because this is intriguing to me because I'm the complete opposite.
I think 'cause I don't think perfect is realistic.
Okay, okay, maybe perfect's not the right word.
Mhm.
Um,
But what I was getting at, though, is you set up your company to be able to run overseas.
yes.
It's done. I've set it up. It's good to go.
Yeah.
You came back and you went, "I gotta tweak it."
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, because you learn from it. So one of the things that I learned was
Case in point,
the
done
time.
is better than perfect, though, because 'cause you're gonna always wanna tweak something.
Well, okay, so yes, from that perspective, done is you can't make it perfect without it being done. Does that make more sense?
Definitely.
You have to. I think I have to see something work and or not work to perfect it,
Yeah,
right? Because you can go into it and think like
but you also could have spent you could have been like, "I need every single thing to be ideal before I leave."
oh yeah, that's just not feasible,
It's not
right?
realistic.
But I also had people behind here that could do 99% of the stuff. My goal is that I don't need, not that I don't need them, but I don't need to put the pressure on them or the burden on them so that I can manage it from a distance, right?
Yeah,
Like I got friends that go. Used to be a Coldwell Banker owner in town. She would go to Florida for 2 months a year.
it's
Her,
pretty sick.
right? Like she would run the brokerage
Uh-huh.
from down there. And Zoom, I will tell you, Zoom has made
Yeah.
so much of that,
Mhm.
and the way people adapted that through the pandemic has made that aspect of the business so much better. I think all businesses, right? Like remote work has become a norm now.
Well, it's more convenient. I still think there's a need for us to do stuff in person,
Oh, 100%.
right?
I think there's still an in-person aspect of it.
I think it stands out now. But also there are those times when you're like, yeah, let's just crush this meeting. Let's just have a chat. Let's do this. Let's do that. Like I don't have to meet with clients. I have clients in like Kingston or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't have to drive here. I don't have to drive there.
Nope.
I can meet with them on a Saturday on a Zoom call,
Yep.
Google Meet, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
We'll talk for an hour. Whatever it is, but that can be done,
Yeah.
right? And you're not burning X amount of hours.
Well, okay, so here's a funny thought that you don't really hear much about. Okay, so I hold a staff meeting at the beginning of the month. Okay,
Mhm.
30 people show up
In person.
in person. Okay, I wish 30 people would show up, but even 20 people show up.
Mhm.
Those 20 people have now driven to the office, wasted an hour of their day, wasted gas, wear and tear on their vehicles that they don't need to anymore, right? That they gain that hour of their time back, right? And it just you're in an environment you're comfortable in at
Yeah,
home. Now, that being said, there is an element to being in person. This is why we do it alternating months in our
yeah.
company, because it's worth it to get the people
You're
interacting
engaged more,
one
I
more.
think, if you're there.
Yes.
And also you can be called upon a lot easier. And
Yes. I
I
mean,
just
and there's something to be said for standing in the room and being able to read the room when you're
yeah,
presenting, right?
there's
Like
an energy to when
there's
you're
definitely an
talking.
energy. But I just think, you know what, like I think for me, I'm at the point where I can do it. I still like doing it though, if that
In
makes
person.
sense. Yeah, I
Yeah.
still like the whole company. Like I wouldn't like I know people who run their company across the country and never like there's a guy, a mortgage broker. I can't remember his name. Wrote the books
Mhm.
and
Dustin Woodhouse.
Dustin Woodhouse never meets his clients ever, right? And has clients all across the country. And I think to myself, is that the way I want to run my business? Right? Like, there's a reason that people are saying, okay, it's time for you to come back into the office a little bit,
Yeah.
right?
I think you're absolutely right in that sense. I think now more than ever, the like customer service, personal side of actually showing you care is important.
Okay, so I'll ask you the question then. Do you think that's specific to our business or the world? Because I think I have a slightly different take on it.
That's a good question. Do I think well, I think I would say
Let's
that
say
that applies.
sales,
Yeah, I would say sales. That applies mostly to us when I say something like that because there's some industries that never even left
right?
that.
Yeah.
Um, but I
But
would
there's a reason governments are demanding people come back into the office, right?
yeah. Yeah, I think that's actually an interesting thought. I
Well, okay, so why do you think it is for us?
why do I think that it's better for us to do stuff in person?
Yeah.
I think people are tired of Zoom. One,
Okay.
I think they're getting just like bored of it. I think people are craving a legit connection.
Yeah.
Like
I think it's the relationship
when I
aspect
can
of it.
see the whites of your eyes, as they say,
Yeah.
I can see your body language. I can see the way you
There's a
look at me, avoid me, like
yeah.
all of that goes into it.
Yeah.
I think that plays a big role. Um, and I think just like if you're meeting somebody for the first time, try to figure out if you want to work with them,
Yeah.
for them, whatever you want to call it. Does it match your vibes?
Yeah.
Like I've met people where I go, we're not vibing.
Yeah. Send it to somebody else.
We're not vibing.
Yeah. See if I can get a
Um,
referral.
yeah, and
Yeah,
that's
I just think that sales requires belly to belly. I think there is an
I
element
think
of it. Now, it doesn't have to always be belly to belly in that
no, and
relationship. And I think that's where people fall off the rails is they say, okay, this client likes this. And I hear it all the time from our staff where they say, my clients need this. I said, well, have you ever asked your clients if they need that?
mhm,
Right? Like, we're going paperless at the end of the year. The agents aren't allowed to turn in paper. An agent yesterday say to me, well, my clients need paper. I'm like, how do you know that? She goes, well, they're 87. I said, What does that have to do with
Uh-huh.
anything? I said, at the end of the day, have you asked your clients if they'll do it without paper? No. Don't presume,
Uh-huh.
right? Don't presume that
Well,
that people will be like that.
even to what you're saying though, I remember one of the brokerage I was previously at, part of what they were teaching in the sales process was there's a whole lot of Zoom calls,
Yeah.
a whole lot of these like meetings, and they were like, you can hammer them out back to back to back to back to back because you're on Zoom. You don't have to
Leave and
drive.
drive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And my best relationships with people in the industry are people who like I can hang out with like this.
Yep.
Couple of guys who like I've gone golfing with. I'll go grab drinks, coffee, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I was literally this past week. I was like, oh man, the guys or people I should say that I've enjoyed working with the most are the ones who I like legitimately enjoy hanging out with,
Yeah. They're your tribe,
like we've talked about.
right?
Um, so maybe that's why I've shifted to thinking we need to move more to person.
Yeah. Like I wish agents would come back into the office a little bit more. I think that's a little bit selfish on my behalf because I think that um we learn from each other when we're in groups.
Yeah, so I actually think this office would be super beneficial if they came in
Yep. I do too.
because
I think the agents would gain a lot from being in
I,
this. Well, look at the conversation we had in the lobby 10 minutes before
right
we
as I
started
walked
this,
in,
as you walked
yes,
in the door,
I'm
right?
walking in the door. I see lawyer. I ask him something. You stroll by. You come in. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And it was
But that's that relationship building,
yes,
right? You got a lawyer, a mortgage agent, and a realtor
all in one
all in
building.
one building,
Yes,
standing there having a conversation about
but also
the good, the bad, and the ugly.
it's your broker of record. So if you're a realtor and you're like, oh, I was curious about this, like I actually meant to ask you, Steve, what about this? And you'd be
Go,
like, I don't know. Let me go ask
go down
lawyer.
the hall. Is go get Mark to come down.
Literally down the hall.
Yeah, come down here.
So
There's a reason we moved in here, right? Was for those synergies. Now we
yes.
got to figure out a way to get the people to understand those synergies because I think people are getting really, really comfortable with their home environments.
Mhm,
They've set up the pandemic forced them to set up their home offices and
mhm.
stuff, and I think they've lost perspective on the team unity and they've become silos, right? That
Definitely,
so that those
definitely.
silos, guess what happens in a silo? All you hear is your own voice, right? All you hear is the sound of your voice repeating, 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 repeating. You don't get the outside voices that say, hey, maybe you should do this, or hey, maybe it's time you tried this, or hey, and there's only so much that I can say.
Mhm.
But when I've got realtor A, B, and C, and A's doing this, and B looks over and goes, oh, that's interesting. What do you want to do? What are you doing? Can you, show me? Sure, we're on the same team. Let me help you. Right. Like, and then C is sitting back and going, look at the relationship that they're building. How do I get one of
So
those
how do
relationships?
we go about re-engaging everybody to
That's
come
the
in?
hardest thing that I have. Listen, people will tell you it's because we don't have offices. That's a load of nonsense. Okay, there's there's no need for offices. Collaboration spaces are far more productive.
But there's still the other office.
There's still an office that somebody can go in and have private
Yeah.
conversations if you need to. We have 3 boardrooms if you want to go in and meet clients, etc. Like there's loads of space.
Mhm.
Eventually, Alice will be out. We'll have a secondary meeting space in there. That's all fantastic stuff. But the agent has to somehow connect the fact that sitting at home, you don't get the osmosis. You don't
Yeah.
get
Even just
that.
hanging out in the same room of somebody asking something or talking about something going wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, you're
You don't
right
get
on
the,
that.
you won't do this. You won't come downstairs and say, I'm gonna go record something. Right. You're not gonna get that, hey, let me go down the hall and talk to Mark and ask him this question or
Mhm.
knock on the door or, go ask the legal secretary, why is this or why is this? Or come into my office and ask me those questions. Because realistically, we've been trained as realtors in particular, mortgage agents, I think it's the same thing, independent contractor,
Mhm.
as opposed to member of a team that works under an independent agreement. Because that's really what it is. Trying to retrain that mindset, come in every day. Come in. I don't care if you're there for 2 hours. I don't care if you show up for an hour and just have a coffee with us. That time is going to be way more valuable than sitting at home scrolling through crap on your phone
Mhm.
and saying, "Oh, I saw this on Facebook. I saw this on Instagram. I saw this on Twitter," whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
So I think
Doom
that
scrolling.
doom scrolling, right? You know, you what do you do when you're on there? You see other people doing the same business as you are, and it's like, "Oh, they're doing business. I'm not." It could be absolutely
That's
detrimental to you.
definitely a thing because I've been on if I'm trying to post something, say I had an idea to post something about whatever topic.
Yeah,
All of a sudden you start scrolling, you go, "Ah, so and so did that.
yeah,
Ah, shucks, I shouldn't do it. It's already out there."
yeah. As opposed
And then I
to
have to go, "Dummy."
yeah. And I think with that, one of the things, and I said it yesterday to the team because somebody said, like, "Oh, somebody else is already doing that." I said, "You're not talking to the same people,
No.
right? If you're doing your job properly, you're really talking to your tribe, right? Start addressing things to your tribe. Start marketing to your tribe,
Yeah.
right? Do it. I'll tell you what. I see you sitting in your living room recording a video and sending it to me. I'm like, meh. You come into the office, you're sitting around, there's a bunch of people in the background, you're recording it, and it looks busy and there's stuff going on. I'm going to be more engaged with you,
It's
right?
interesting.
Because I'm going to be like, oh, there's a buzz there, right? There's something going on. How do I be part of something? How do I get to be part of something like that? Right?
Maybe that's the way we do it.
Okay, but we need two or three people to kind of, we have to, talk to them and say, listen, we're gonna do this every day. Whether whether we meet at 1 in the afternoon or 9 in the morning or whatever, we're gonna meet and we're all gonna hang out for an hour in the morning. Whatever it is, we need, and start to engage that way. And then start to, do things. We got a couple groups that meet independently. They go
Mhm.
around to the other offices and they meet, but I don't think they really take advantage of what what the offerings are. Right? They talk about amongst themselves as a group, but they don't really appreciate everything that goes on around them, right? Because they're so busy trying to figure out how to be busy. Right? And that's not a negative. That's the mindset of a realtor. I gotta be busy
Mhm.
as opposed to being productive. Right.
Yeah, it's like you have to have a shift to say what's the highest and best use of my time, I guess?
Yeah. Listen, in Simcoe and Port Dover in particular, there's somebody in the office every day doing duty
Right.
every single day. Right. And if I said to everybody, okay, let's get back to duty time. Let's get back to somebody being in the office to do this stuff. You know what they're going to say? Nobody shows up. You showed up. You came in. That conversation that you may have had within the building may lead to something else. Right. We've never had more foot traffic in front of our St. Catherine's office than since the pot store opened up next door. There's literally outside our door a discount pot store,
Mm.
which is great because now there's 150 to 200 people walking past our office every single day,
Holy Hannah.
at least. I get there at
In the
8
St. Catharines
in
one,
the
right in
St.
the
Catherine's,
plaza?
right in the plaza. It is literally like our office is here.
Mhm.
The pot store is right here. You walk out our door 10 feet.
Isn't there a salon there?
There used to be where the salon was. That's a pot store now.
Interesting.
At 8:30 in the morning, people start walking up to that store. It's open 9 to 11. So you got this opportunity to put a realtor on duty on sign out. Okay. There's the stereotype of, all potheads or stoners, et cetera, et cetera. That's gone,
Oh, yeah.
right? Like doctors, lawyers,
Mhm.
business owners are going in there instead of going to the liquor store and buying their booze.
Mm.
They're going and getting their weed. That's a lot of money walking past that door every day.
Yeah.
I have a beautiful sign that says realtor on duty. Come and ask me any question.
We've got one that says mortgage agent on duty too.
Never get put out.
We used to. We used to drive them around to the other offices.
Take them with you, right?
Yeah.
But realistically, you got 200 people walking past your door every day.
That's insane.
Why are you not? Why are you not out there talking about it? Right? So, like there's opportunities here, the opportunities down the hall, right? So,
The opportunity out of this office is different in a just different.
yeah, one's a retail client perspective,
Uh-huh.
one's a professional development perspective, right?
Yeah.
Right?
This is the professional development one in
Yeah,
here. This
yeah.
is where you can get a peek behind the other sides of the whole transaction.
Well, think about it. Like if we could get a home inspector to come and have their office in here. Think about all the knowledge that would be sitting for a transaction in this
Yeah.
building, right? So it's funny because realtors are worried about the transaction and where the next transaction is going to come from, as opposed to saying, I'm going to create something where the transaction is going to come to me.
Well, but that's the $1,000,000 question, right?
Is it though? It's simple. Find your 200 people. Those are the only people you care about. Everything else comes from them. 100 people. I don't care what the number is.
Yeah,
Do everything towards them. Come to the office. Do it from here because you're gonna learn more. You're gonna get more access to stuff. You're gonna have
well, there's also something
conversations.
to be said about, "Ugh, I can't leave here until I finish this."
Yeah,
That's happened a few times where I'm sitting here and I'm like, "Ah, I
we're
can't I gotta get this done before I leave." Whereas at the house, you stroll upstairs, you're like, "Ah,
distraction, distraction,
there's a
distraction.
kid, there's a dog, ah, it's pretty nice outside." It's very easy, like,
Very easy.
right?
But you come down. You can, like we're gonna do a few sessions today. We're gonna get a month's worth, almost, of podcasts recorded today
I mean, we
because
do these once a week live.
now don't listen to him. Tom Ferry records 9 at a time. Yeah, that's what they do.
9?
They go in, they
Although I've heard
'cause
people batch a lot of their stuff, even like social media recordings and all that.
what, Tom Ferry?
No, like people in general. If
Oh,
they're
yeah.
if they're recording, they're like, "Okay, I'm in record mode, like,
Yeah,
I'm in social media mode, I'm in
whatever.
whatever mode it
Yep.
is that day."
Yeah, so for me, like, I look at it and say, "Listen, we're gonna get this done today. I'm gonna go home tonight and edit one and post it tomorrow morning."
Yeah,
Right? Like,
it'll
so
probably be this one.
it should be this one. This is the first one back. It doesn't
Yeah,
make sense. But realistically, do we, like, we wouldn't be doing this if we hadn't come here and done this room,
for sure.
right? Like, this room made it easy. Why? Because we know we've got a space that's dedicated
I
to
want
it.
us to try doing the virtual one time, like
Oh
we've
yeah,
talked about.
I really wanted to do it from Greece, but I was like, nah.
Time change and all that.
Yeah, like it just wouldn't have worked. But I agree. Like, I would love to
You should
start
do
to
one from
bring
the
people.
trailer.
Okay, when do you want to do it? We'll do it from
That'd
the
be a
chair.
fun one.
Yeah, let's sit on the front deck of the thing. I mean, I've seen people do it from their car. Right? I'm not a fan of doing it from the car because true distractions, but totally. Wherever you are, I'll message you one day. Let's hop on and let's just talk about something.
Yeah, 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 that would be a
So,
fun one.
but before we go, because we're going to hit that hour mark in a few minutes, I want to talk about our um realization on the weekend that people actually listen.
Okay, so
This is all you.
I messaged you last week. I was at hockey I just play hockey with a few of my buddies, and I was sitting next to one of them, and he was like, "Hey, I caught up on the podcast. Like I binged a few. I got caught up," and I was like, "You listen to that?" And I was shocked.
Yeah.
And then one of the other guys sitting next to me on the other side, he's like, "Oh yeah, like I watch all your stuff that you put out," and I was like, "What?" Shocked, because again, you and we just kind of
This is for us.
this is just
in
for
our
us.
mind.
I've said this before.
Yeah.
Like I get a lot out of this. So that was cool. And then on the weekend, we were at a kid's birthday party. I was talking to some other friends, and somebody else was like, "Oh yeah, I saw you're doing that podcast." Like, and da 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 da. And I came back today, and I was like, "Man, people are actually kind of listening to this.
Yeah.
That's 3 people who've seen it."
Yeah.
So that was cool. That was like a little win, I thought.
That's a great win, and I think that and what Greg's leaving out of this conversation, for those of you listening, is that's a doctor.
Yeah, a chiropractor, and then she's an accountant.
So 3 professionals
Yeah, which I
who
thought
are
was cool.
similar to us, running businesses,
Yeah,
who aren't necessarily business people, run a
yeah.
business out of necessity,
Mhm.
and they're listening to us. And what they're taking out of it would be the question that I would have. Like, so what do you
That
when
is
you
a
see
good
them,
question.
ask them, what are you getting out of it? Because if that's something that, we can start sharing it with other people.
Yeah.
Maybe these trials and tribulations that we go through,
Mhm.
they're going through. Maybe they get a different perspective out of it. Right?
Yeah, maybe, but I was happy that we could celebrate some of these small wins, and then you dropped the whole you came back with a refreshed mindset, you came back as a whole new human, and I was like, "Wow, that's a big win.
It's a big win, but you
That
know
is a
what?
huge win."
But you know what? Like, you have to talk about it to
Yeah,
sometimes realize it, right? Like, and I think that, like, for me, that's the benefit of this for us, because, like you said, we've talked about that before. But for me to say, I talked about this with you because I got that realization because I was talking to you about it. It's not necessarily something that you know, you
dude,
know,
how many times have I said, we're sitting down here chatting, and all of a sudden, you'll see me, like, stare off, and something just clicked, and I'm like, "Ah, crap.
Aha.
Ah, shucks.
Yeah. Right.
So,
So to me, it's doing what it's supposed to do.
mhm,
It does it take some time, yeah, but you know what? We're gonna get to the point where we start to get more subscribers at All Things Conversational,
mhm, mhm, mhm.
and we'll start to get more traction from it. But that's a huge win that your friends.
Yeah, I thought that was huge.
So the next step in this is Jordan has done teasers.
Mm.
So tomorrow when we put it out, she will put it out on all the socials.
There's also one more thing that's new in here. I don't know if you noticed this.
Oh, what's that?
So, that's why we're talking about this. But if you look on your screen, there's a mark clip part now.
What?
You see on the bottom left?
Oh yeah.
I marked one while we were doing this.
Oh, did you?
So it said that it had auto made a clip for us based on where I marked it.
Oh, wicked. All
So
right.
we're gonna see what happens
See what
with that.
happens. So this has all been a learning experience. I mean, we're at I think this is episode 13, if I remember correctly. I think I could
Kinda
be wrong.
crazy.
We're getting there. So if you haven't yet and you haven't checked us out, it's on YouTube. It's on Spotify. We're still on Apple, which we probably should get around to doing, but I don't know whether or not it's
Apple? Never
listens.
heard of it.
Hey, listen, Samsung guy. Never had any problems with my phone in Europe. The Samsung people all did.
Come on,
Oh
really?
yeah. Oh yeah. SIM cards, which I don't need. So
Me neither.
so it is we've had some small wins, we've had some big wins. Hopefully we keep winning and we grow this thing to be a little bit more fun because I'm having a great time. Till next time. Peace.